Is my overlay not working? Like, it's on, it's just not updating the map. Okay, well, we have to make 2 stops. One, I have to run upstairs and grab the gimbal. I left it up there, which is a good thing I checked, otherwise we would have made it out. Oh, the map updated. We would have made it all the way out to the trailhead and no gimbal. And then 2, we got to stop and get gas really fast. So it's going to be probably 20 minutes till we get to the trailhead. So you can go ahead and just fast forward by 20 minutes. Jeez. Okay, I'm going to pull in right here. And I got to run upstairs really fast. My van's telling me, hey, you're not buckled in, asshole. Oh, that's true, because I wasn't even driving down the road. Okay. Oh, I need that key. Gosh dang it. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna throw this away so it's not rattling. Nice girl. Hello, Tom. I forgot my gimbal upstairs. So I had to run upstairs and get it. Okay, everybody, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much she while I was gone? Okay, we gotta go and we have to stop for gas too. I am extremely low on gas. Nobody's freaking coming down the street at 700 miles an hour like they like to do. Okay, let's go to the gas station really fast. Temperature wise, it is freaking gorgeous out here, but there is a little bit of a breeze here in downtown, so it'll be interesting to see what out there is going to be like. Boy, that dude loves his orange soda. Yeah, freaking 4 cases of, or 4 12-packs or whatever of Sunkist that he's carrying. I'm not as tired today as I was yesterday, but I'm still just trying to wake up. Saturdays is the one day that I just sleep. Well, I mean, every day I sleep until my body tells me it wants to wake up, for the most part. But I do have only because that way I can be ready and get out the door and all that to go for a run before I have to pay for parking. Because it takes me 2 hours or more to even think about going for a run, and then another 45 minutes to get out the door. So 4:30 works out pretty good. But then on like today, I still woke up at 5:15. I think I really needed a little bit extra sleep after being so tired. Even though I did get to sleep pretty late last night too. Had a couple of friends that came and visited for a little bit, and then, I mean, they left at like 9 or so, but then I still didn't get to, because then I have to wind down and do whatever, and so I didn't actually get to sleep until probably close to 11 o'clock, which is about 2.5 hours later than I normally go to bed, since I wake up so early. But it still feels like it was better sleep than what I've got in the last week. Why is my watch giving me notifications? It's trying to tell me that I left my iPad behind. You're correct, I did leave my iPad behind. Thought about just running around the streets, but I just didn't find that appealing today, because I don't know, I mean, we're gonna run a little bit, but we'll walk a bit too, so I don't want to have her on the waist leash. Gosh dang, gas is expensive. It is $1 more than it was just a couple weeks ago. And Montana typically has some of the cheapest gas in the country. Okay, let's get some, where's my wall? Right there. Some gas. ready to go. And the nice thing is I've been saving up my reward points, so I just got $1 off a gallon. That was nice. Because I was empty, so I just saved $30, well, $28 is what I just saved in gas and money. So that's nice. Okay, we're gonna go over here. I don't think we're gonna do anything like, we're gonna go out to the far trailhead where we were at yesterday and see if we can actually get a run in without me having to feel like I'm gonna poop my pants, which yesterday I literally would have pooped my pants. If I would have ran, I would have pooped my pants. There is no doubt about it. Hopefully today we won't have those issues, huh? I mean, I had just a healthy poop this morning, so I don't see why I would. Never know. And but I think we're gonna do the little bit of extra, and maybe even a little extra. Yeah, who knows? We'll see. Out there today. I don't want to do too much because since it's such a nice day, I do have to do a photo shoot later, or a video shoot later, I should say. And so to do what I want to do, we're gonna have to get we're gonna be doing at least another 5 miles this afternoon of mostly hiking. I don't think we'll be doing any running, but it'll be hiking to get to the peak that we want to make sure that where we can do the video shoot at. Truck that he put a lot of money into the suspension on, it looks like. I was doing 30, really I was doing 33 in the 30 mile an hour zone, and he didn't like that. Well, as soon as we got around so he got in the left lane. As soon as we got around the corner, it turns into a 35, so I sped up to 35. He got right beside me and ran into the vehicles in the left lane and couldn't go any faster, and that's right when I was speeding up to get into the 35, so then I was doing faster than everybody else. I think it pissed him off. Hello, left to right. Good morning. Good morning, Andre. Fake runner, yeah. I think that's funny to put in the title because I have some people that come in and they're like, you're just walking the whole time. That's a lot of ultra races. There's a lot of walking when it comes to trail running. Even the pros are doing a lot of walking, so people are like, it's not real running, so that's why I put fake runner in the title. Now granted, I am coming back from an injury, so I do a lot of walking anyways, but wow, there's a lot of people in the park this morning, being that it's so nice. Holy cow, that is tons of people. That's where I do a lot of my speed work, is the park that we just went by, because it's about a 1.5 mile loop. It's all paved, the path is, versus concrete or something like that. So it's a little bit better. It's not walking, it's power hiking, yeah. I need to get one of it's your boy Scott Jurek's power hiking hats. For me, it's walking. For somebody like Courtney DeWalter or Jim Walmsley or somebody, then you could probably call it power hiking. Those guys, their power hike it up like a 20% grade, or, well, they would run a 20% grade. Say a 30% grade, their power hiking pace is faster than my flat running pace. I told you guys yesterday morning all this snow would be melted by the end of the day yesterday, and it is all melted. Until you get up to about 7,000 feet. That's right about where it looks like the snow is still at, but even some of those peaks look like on the south facing slope, at least, there's no snow. Hey, good old Scott, yeah. Starting to get breezy. I think it is going to be breezy up here. I was hoping it wasn't going to be that cold, that breezy. That'll depend on if we're going to do our video shoot too, because I need to use the drone. So if it's super breezy, I won't be able to use the drone. Why? Oh, right there. I was like, why do I have a red light? There is like nobody here. There's a walker, and they hit the walking button. Of course, now there's cars that are finally showing up, but it's like, why did you change the lights? Now open, something % off. I don't know. I don't even know what it is. What kind of store it is. There's like a little strip mall there, but where the sign was, it was on the back of a vehicle, and the vehicle was parked in front of the acupuncture store. So maybe that's what was, whatever it said, something with a 5 at the end of it. I don't know if it was like 15%, 25%, whatever, something % off. About going in the back in the wilderness this morning, but it is just covered in snow, and it was supposed to, I mean, I don't know what the totals were back there, but every time I looked at the radar on whatever it was, Wednesday and Thursday, it was just dumping snow back in there. So they easily got over a foot. I would guess and say they got probably 2 feet. It's also one of the few regions that's just below 100% snowpack in all of the U.S. Like, it's one of the few regions here, and the Bob Marshall and Glacier National Park are the couple of the few regions that are over or right at 100%, I guess. With this last snowstorm, they're definitely probably at 100%. Gosh dang it, everybody's going live right now that I follow on Twitch. parked in where we usually park at. She's like, oh, are we going over there? No, we're not. We're going somewhere where you can just be wild and crazy. Yeah. Wild and crazy. Breezy, then I won't even have to wear a coat. I got a long sleeve shirt on. Although there is a band of high clouds which is going to cover that sun here pretty quick. So I'll probably get chilly, but who knows. Got about 2 miles. 2 miles to go. Be at the trailhead. Private. Like, what is he doing? Who knows? Who freaking knows? She sits there next to me so nicely, and then all of a sudden something flips in her brain and she has to try and climb up onto the dash. What her deal is. Okay, now we get to go on this super rough road that just gotten horrible in the last week or two. Elkhorn's got a shitload of snow the last couple days as well. It was getting to the point where I was almost ready to try and give Casey Peak a try. Like possibly like Monday or Tuesday of next week, but not now. There ain't no way in hell you're gonna get up there. Unless you had snowshoes. If you had snowshoes, you could. The whole time we're out there. Holy cow, this road is all the way out here to this trailhead is because nobody drives all the way out here to this trailhead. I can only imagine what on the other side is like. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 vehicles on the small parking lot here, and they're all parked like a bunch of dicks. It's like, and then you got like, I don't know, 5 or 6 vehicles up in the upper parking lot, which is so weird. Like, the total number of vehicles in just this parking lot is the total I've seen, like, out here in general. Oh, it is breezy out here. Okay, well, live streaming is gonna suck until we get around to the other side of the mountain. It's gonna be super windy. There's 2 people that just got here, but at least they're going that way, so we might try and take the high road. Oh, I should have put the freaking... Can I still do it? Yeah, I can. There we go. Okay. Ooh, it is super windy. This might not go so well. Hopefully it's not too windy and it's gonna blow my gimbal all out of whack. Speaking of, I'm putting mine on the gimbal, so look away if you get motion sickness. There we go. We can take that off because we're here now. Oh, you need your bell. Gosh dang it. I just put you guys on. Hopefully it'll stay. Stay. Not you, you're good. You're good, sweet girl. I'm talking to Chat. Chat needs to stay. Wow, you're warm. It is pretty warm out here, huh? Or it's pretty, the sun is pretty warm, I guess what I'm trying to say. Left, and then we're in the other parking lot. Everybody likes this area. I mean, this is the nicer direction to go, really. Go ahead. It's nice that she waits for permission every time. I'm thinking we're gonna put a light jacket on because I can feel how cold it is on my legs. Oh yeah, this my long sleeve is not gonna cut it. This light jacket on, at least to keep the wind off of us. I don't see anybody else up on the trail. I mean, I'm guessing we're gonna run into them at some point, but I don't know where they're all at. But maybe 2 of these vehicles, or those 2. Because they both had dogs, it looked like, so that would make sense. 2 friends just came out to meet. Because two of the vehicles right here are parked right next to each other over here. Now they're parked in a way that is kind of a dick move because they're taking up basically 6 parking spots, just their 2 vehicles, the way they parked. But you know, they look like they were old people, so. And not all old people are that way. Ones in this area of the state seem to be that way, though. Because you see it all the time in like all the parking lots. I might have to put gloves on. I think we'll do it. These lighter gloves on just so we have. I was hearing barking. I don't see anybody else out here though. Oh, It's the geese. There's some geese down there. Well, that's what it is. Okay. Well, we don't have any water, but I don't think we'll need any. Let's see if I can change cameras. Hey, I did it successfully with my gloves on. That's awesome. Okay, well, let's go. So the old people took the lower trail. So I think we're going to take the trail to the left and then cut around on the high trail like we did the other day. And by the other day, I mean yesterday. Now, my legs are pretty tired. I ran from the van to the front door of my building to grab my gimbal this morning, and I could feel it in my legs. I can feel it right now in my legs too. I lifted legs. I wouldn't say pretty heavy. Like I did high reps, but like weight pretty hard, I guess. I lifted legs last night. And I am feeling it this morning. Not in we're gonna go this way. So, well, a fair amount. I mean, I just started out last night last night I did half an hour on the little stationary bike, I guess you could call it. And I did the hill workout on level 7 for 30 minutes before I started my lift. And then I did for lifting, which you can't do on one of those little calf machines. In fact, those calf machines are horrible. If you use one of those, you're only working out, essentially you're working a quarter of your calf muscle. You're only working the outer muscle. And even then, you can't get, well, not on all of them, I guess. The one we have, you can't get the full range. But when you have your legs bent like that, full extension and full the other direction, basically full dorsal flexion and full extension. And then, because my legs are mostly straight, high press in your knees. Then you get the full elongation of the muscle too. You're working on it's chilly. Woo! This is gonna be even worse when we get up here on the side. Right side wind coming straight into us. Full exposure to the wind. I haven't eaten well pretty much all week. I'm eating like crap. I mean, one, I put on 2 extra pounds somehow. Well, not somehow. I know exactly how. Here I am trying to lose weight. But just overall, I just felt like crap, which is probably why I haven't been sleeping well all week. I woke up this morning, felt better. I got a full night of sleep. It's like, gosh dang, dude. Like, freaking wake up call. Plus, I've increased my fiber intake. All the foods that I've been eating all week have been high. Like, I need extra sodium just because of how much activity I do, which is probably what all my weight I gained is. But then just feeling gassy, bloaty from all the fiber, all that. Like, I went to go and put my shoes on before going to the gym last night. My freaking stomach so big that I couldn't breathe trying to put my shoes on, being bent over. I'm like, that was a wake-up call. I spent 10 minutes and I went and got rid of all the freaking junk food I had in my house. It's like, we're done. We are done. Not happening. Blow my hat off. Way too warm with this coat on. The wind is frigid. I'm so glad I put my gloves on. These are my lighter gloves, but if I didn't have those on, I kind of wish I had a beanie on. Wow, the wildflowers, those pink ones have been coming out, these little carpet flowers, and now they are out all over the place now. Like all over up here. And those are the first ones that come out here in Montana. But they're not usually out this early. Well, we got a little bit of a climb here for a little bit until we go to this. I guess you can kind of almost say it's like a lone tree up here next to the trail. You can see when you get to a point. And then we have a descent at least until we get to the first trail junction. But right here you think, oh, we're almost at the top of the climb. Nope. This is just the first climb. And then you can already see the tree I was talking about. That tree right there, that's where the big descent starts. I mean, pretty much this whole loop is just a nice little roller coaster. Which we figured out yesterday somehow is over 600 feet of vert, which is crazy. It doesn't feel like you're doing that much climbing, but it just adds up. Because you're just going up and down, up and down, up and down, all the way around this thing. Maybe we'll go. Maybe we'll climb to the top. I don't know. On our way back. I should be able to maintain the stream. If we're running down that little gully versus climbing up it. Because I do have spotty signal in there. It might be pretty cool. She'll enjoy it. And as we know, that's all that matters. As long as she's having fun. Surprisingly, she's not like running too far away from me. I don't wonder if this is weird. Normally we don't see her. Okay. another tree. We also have a little bit of an uphill over here on the other side of the trail junction. She, like always, is going to try and turn to do the climb up the mountain. But that's the way we might come down if we climb up from the other side. Let's see. Jeez, I'm tripping. Not tripping because I'm all hot. I'm tripping because I'm looking around to see where those two old people are at. Okay, they're still way down there, so we're good. We are definitely going to get up here well before they do. How I'm pretty sure they're the exact same flowers, different colors. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you have freaking things like pansies and petunias and stuff that are all different colors with the same flower. Yep. You want to go that way, because that is where you climb the mountain or come down the mountain. It is my favorite way to climb up because it is when you're in a moderate level of fitness, it is definitely a runnable trail up. The trail that we're going to go up, if we do it, which we'll figure out when we get there, how well I'm feeling. That trail is not runnable up unless you're in like elite status fitness, because it is super technical and super steep. Whew. Little bumper back there. Heart rate spiking. Not breath. I guess. I love living here. Love the trails, love the mountains, love the views. But it's always windy. If you get a day that it isn't windy, you have to enjoy, just soak it in. It's like it's the same thing as being on the Front Range in Colorado. It's always windy. Because that's essentially where we're at here, is the Front Range in Montana. once we get on this loop trail, we probably see lots of people. Because the quickest access to this loop trail is from the other trailhead on the other side of this mountain. So the closer we get over there, we'll definitely start seeing people. Because if it's this busy at this trailhead, then I guarantee that other trailhead is going to have lots of people. Now, at least half of them will be going up the big mountain versus coming this way. If you want an easy hike, this loop trail is perfect. A little over a year ago, I lost a pair of sunglasses somewhere, more up towards there, when we climbed this ridge line all the way to the top of this little minor peak. We got to the top and I was missing my sunglasses, which I had on my hat, but we never went under a branch or anything. So I'm like, how did they fall off my hat? Like, I don't get it. Like, I get it if I was like going through branches and a branch just, you know, clipped my hat or something and knocked them off. Okay, now we're on the loop trail. Ooh. And it'll get less breezy as we get over on the other side of this ridge. Although there is one spot up here that's weird, that the wind will start coming from the opposite direction. It'll just swirl. And I don't get why it does that, because it's not like it hits anything and then comes back. It's wide open. Hi, sweet girl. So don't talk to me. I'm on a mission. I'm gonna take my gloves off now. I kind of want to take my coat off too, which I might have to do. We'll see. Because now that we're in the sun with no wind, I am getting hot. Just in those 20 seconds of us being over here now. This is one of my new favorite trails. This little loop trail that they put in, which has only been here for maybe 4 months. Like, they put it in right before, like, late fall, early winter is when they put it in. I guess we're in April now, so it's probably closer to 6 months. That's weird to think about. So yeah, we're gonna get right in this little gully right here, and the wind is all of a sudden gonna start hitting us from the opposite direction. It doesn't make any sense. Because even like right now, it's clearly blowing from behind us. It's just higher up on the mountain. As soon as we get down in here, all of a sudden, oh, the smell of the freaking pine trees is so awesome. With that sun being as warm as it is. I think it's supposed to get up to like 60 degrees today. Which, compared to the high of 35 we had, or whatever it was, the other day. Oh, she must have found a little chipmunk. Yeah, we're watching ya. She's like, I saw it. There's a chipmunk, I know it. So funny. She's so confused though. She's like, I saw it go somewhere. Where did it go? I know it went there. Oh, cool. You little goof. Oh, and we're off again. And see, now it's coming straight at us, that wind I was talking about. It's like it makes 0 sense. As soon as we get right here, then it's blowing the correct direction again. Like, what the hell? So it just likes to swirl for some reason right there. Like, at least right here, it's hitting us from the side. Which is really what it should be doing. It's the direction the wind's blowing. I went to go by her and she swung her ass around right at that exact moment. Rammed her freaking hip bone right into my kneecap. Freaking hurt. She has a bony ass. It's a little bit of uphill. Just making me work. I'm getting hot. It's like a 0 breeze blowing on me. I really should take my coat off, but once we get on the other side of the mountain, we're exposed to that wind again, and I'll get chilled. Ooh. She sees somebody up there. She stopped. I thought I heard voices. No, she's still going now. I don't know why she stopped. Maybe I just turned around. I couldn't see her face. I just saw her butt. So she might have just been looking back to make sure I was still coming down the trail. Clearly, the chipmunks and squirrels are out in full force this morning. It is just hot over on this side. Feeling warm. Now, is it warm compared to Arizona sun? No. It's warm. I gotta figure out when I go down to Arizona for Cocodona, I might just stay down there for another week or two, hanging out up on the North Kaibab. But we'll see. If we do that, we're gonna go deeper in somewhere where, one, I have great Starlink signal, because they did reopen up a lot of that area after last year's fire. But also be close enough to where we can get some trail runs in. I don't know how much I'd be able to live stream, but I think between me and her, we both need some outdoor time. Because, don't get me wrong, it's nice having my condo, especially the way the weather's been and everything and all that, and being able to live stream every day or almost every day out on the trails is nice. But I do miss not living in my van full time. Which, I mean, pretty much this whole summer we're gonna be in it full time, whether we're traveling or we're back here in Montana. I don't plan on it. It's nice out. We're exploring. We're gonna be up in the mountains. That's all I have to do. More IRL stuff more than anything. Part of me wishes I could afford to get like a Peplink Duo or something like that. I could, one, even in an area like this, I would have strong signal, because like right here, for whatever reason, I don't know what this little pocket right here, I can see at least one of the cell towers, but the signal is not great here. So I start losing network connectivity like right now. But if I had the Peplink Duo, I guarantee I wouldn't lose anything. But then also I can piggyback a Starlink on it too, and it'll just hop from one to the other. So if I got a good, like I tried building a little rig last spring, and I couldn't get anything that worked really good. We tried it out a couple times and had more problems with the friggin' Starlink swinging around, hit me in the back of the head, or for whatever reason losing signal on it, even though it was pointed good enough to where it should get signal. Then I can take you guys on some when we go out in some of the backcountry areas. Because weight-wise, that whole rig wouldn't be any heavier than when I'm racing with mandatory gear. Now, granted, most of that mandatory gear, if I'm going out in the backcountry, I'm taking with me anyway. So overall, it'd probably be a little bit heavier. But if I have water sources available, I don't have to worry about carrying water. I can just keep filling my bottle up as we go. But some areas, like if we went deep into the gates of the mountains, there's no, once you get past a certain point, like 5-6 mile park point, there's hardly any water. Even in the Bob Marshall, you have to plan accordingly. Now there's a few routes that I know, you know, where the water sources are. Like going up to Patrol Mountain. Once you cross the river, there's only one water source, which is a couple miles up the climb. And then unless you know where it's at, you don't know it's there. It's a spring, and you have to go off trail to find it. Unless it's a really wet year, then the spring actually does go all the way over to the trail. At least the trickle of water does. It flows that far, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And most of the time, the spring, it just comes out of the ground close to the cliff face, and it doesn't go very far. So you know where it's at. I know where it's at. And supposedly there's a second one too. When I was talking to the forest ranger that mans the lookout at the top, he was telling me where there's a second spring. And I looked for it a couple years ago, and I was not able to find it. And you look on the maps, and you know, even like your old Forest Service maps usually have even the springs that are just seasonal has them marked on the map. The only spring that's marked on the map is the one I know where it's at. So I don't know, because I have an old school Forest Service map for that area, because I used to go hiking all the way back in there before GPS on our phones and stuff even existed. You had to use just a regular map. I mean, Garmin existed back then, but those were so expensive, and even those maps are, you know, you had your old big ass Garmin GPS, you know, those maps were not really detailed that much. Not even like where my injury is, just a random spot in my leg. If it was from lifting last night or what. I don't know if we're gonna be able to make this climb. She must see somebody, because she just stopped and then started wagging her leg and going. Or wagging her leg and wagging her tail and going forward. But who knows? Oh, she must have saw like a chipmunk or something. Well, she didn't take off like sprinting though. It was a chipmunk. I don't know. Usually if she stops and then starts wagging her tail, it's because she sees someone further up on the trail. But I don't see anybody up here. Yeah, the Elkhorns are just friggin' covered in snow again. It was just getting to the point where I was gonna try and get to the top of Casey Peak. Like I was saying, like possibly Monday or Tuesday, try and get to the top. Granted, the last like easily probably 1,000 feet of that climb, you'd be in the snowfield, but it's not warm enough that like you should be able to stay on top of it. I'd wear my micro spikes, but you're not gonna like be post holing, I guess. And then once you get really close to the top, it's rocky. Not a whole lot of snow up there because it's so windy. It just blows all the snow off the top. But not now. You'd be going through easily 3,000 feet of climbing in the snow. Because I bet you they got a couple feet of snow up there this last week. So I was gonna have to wait until May, I guess. I pride myself because typically I'm one of the first people in the springtime that makes it up to the top. Same thing as at Patrol Mountain up in the Bob Marshall. I'm usually the first person up on there. Seems like every year, because most people don't want to cross the river during spring runoff, because the snowfield and the cirque, you know, and where the avalanche chute is usually still completely covered in snow when we go up, but you can tell where the trail is, and there's a little bit of a lip where the trail is, and you can see that on the snowbank even usually, and so it gives you something to walk on that. And there's usually 0 footprints in the snow when I go up there. Same thing as Casey Peak over here. Now Casey Peak, you don't really know if you're the first because it is so windy that even if you are making footprints, you know, the next day you probably wouldn't even be able to tell. But if you start post holing, you'd be able to tell. If you're like sinking in a little bit. And there's typically when we go up there, we're post holing in certain sections. So again, we may not be the first person. Somebody could be going up there in snowshoes, staying on top of the snow. Oh yeah, we're gonna plug our camera in. I thought about possibly, there's the trailhead right there. And there actually is very few people. Maybe one car. I see one car and that's it. That's unusual. I thought about climbing the big peak over here, but doing a big loop. But I'm starting to feel that little niggle in my leg, so I don't think we're gonna do that. In fact, I don't think we're gonna be climbing this little peak even. I mean, we might be able to do the second trail to the top, I guess. It's a little more manageable, I guess you could say. It's not as steep and rocky. And if we go to the right here, there's some climbs even steeper than that. So I think we're just gonna go back to the van. Especially being that like I said, we're gonna have to do probably another 4.5 miles sometime this afternoon, early evening, for a videography shoot. We're gonna go this way. We're not gonna go this path. She's looking at me like, bitch, why not? Gosh. Plus, we did kind of get a late start, and we had to stop for gas and all that, so we don't really have a lot of time. I got stuff to do today. I wish I could afford to hire an accountant, because that's been the last week and a half of my life. That's why I don't have a video out on my YouTube channel, because I realized all of a sudden, I was like, oh crap, I don't have until the 15th to get everything submitted. I have until the 7th, because I'm traveling after the 7th. What are we looking at? There's nobody up here. Unless you know something I don't know. I look down the trail, I don't see anybody. Maybe she heard somebody or something, I don't know. It's too bad there's much of a wind as there is, because the birds are chirping, but I can't hear them because all I hear is the wind noise. Is that new horse poop? I wonder if somebody came out here last night. It looks like fairly. I don't remember that horse poop being there. Oh, there's some bikers. Maybe that's what she heard. Maybe that's what she heard. That's what I don't get. You see all these, when we're out at 10 Mile, there's all these people riding their mountain bikes out there. It's like, you might as well be riding on a freaking sidewalk, you know, if that's where you're gonna go. Because there's the, like, weakest trail you could ride on, I guess to say. There's like nothing exciting about them. It's just crushed pea gravel, all that. It's like, might as well just come out here, because at least out here there's nothing. You could be on the old roads like this, where there's nothing like super technical, and you get to see things, and there's some up and down. Like, it's not just flat, wide open grass field. Come out here very much, so they're looking at the trail junction over here, figuring out where they want to go. It does look like one of them is looking at a map. Oh, that wind is cold. My hands are freezing again. And I'm so... half as many vehicles now. It looks like half people left. I don't see anybody new. There's like 2 vehicles up on the upper parking lot. Of course, 2 of those people did leave right when we got here, that were originally parked up there. So that means a 3rd person left. And then 2 of the vehicles that were parked down in the lower parking lot with me have left. Still, like the most I've ever seen down in the lower parking lot is 3 vehicles, counting me. There's currently 3 vehicles. So we have tied the most, even though when we first got here, there was almost twice that many. And then in the upper parking lot, I think the most I've ever seen up there was 4 or 5 vehicles, and 2 of those were horse trailers. And then we got here today and there was easily 6 vehicles up there. So almost 3 times as many vehicles here as I've ever seen here. Now, if you're from Colorado or California or Washington, you hear me talking about, man, it's so busy here. I get it. You roll into a trailhead in those areas and it's like 120 cars. You have to park down a road for 1.5 miles to use the trail. Same thing over in the back east, like in New Hampshire and Vermont, Maine area. Same thing. But here in Montana, you get out to areas like this, it's not usually that bad. Now, if you're like trying to do the Bridger Ridge Trail, yeah, you're in like down by Bozeman. Yeah, there's 150 vehicles. Like you have to most of the time park in the next trailhead to go to the ridge. I mean, they even made a connection from the Drinking Horse trailhead, which is about 1/2 mile away, to the Bridger Ridge Trail, because there's so many people parking over there and they were having to cross the highway, so they put an underpass in, all that kind of stuff, made it safer. And you get that way over around Missoula too on some of their trailheads. But typically here in Montana, it's not that bad. Whew. Okay. We're just gonna cool down on our way back to the van. Somebody else out here running just went by. That wind is chilly, because like usually when the weather's like this, especially if you're more no shirt on when it's like 35-degree jacket on, he just has same condition. I'm having network issues, I see. It's nice. Hi, sweet girl. Hi, let me open the door. Oh, you just jumped right back in. What? Why are you looking at me like that? You? Oh, it's because I had my coats in her way. She's like, what the fuck, dude? Move your coats. Whoa. Well, that's pretty good. I feel good about that. Probably need to charge this. Yeah, we're at 38%. So we will take that inside. Good there. Okay, well that's going to be it, everybody. Thanks for everybody who joined me today. And we're right at 4 miles. I forgot to put the distance thing on. Oh well. Overlay on, right there on the map. Somebody else is showing up. But yeah, we might see it tonight. We'll see. It is holiday weekend, so if we go to the gym, we'd probably be okay. I bet you there'd be nobody there, but we'll see. Like I said, I got to do a freaking video shoot, so I don't know if I'll be able to make it to the gym, but we will try. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Thanks everybody. I'll see you guys next time.